Good evening, good evening, good evening. So I actually don't have too long with you here today. I'm starting my my live class, so you're welcome to join me in a live class. I'm going to do 2 hours this evening. So Thursday, 6 o'clock till 7 o'clock, I'm going to be doing sort of an intro session to year 12. And from 7 o'clock till 8 o'clock, I'm doing intro sessions to year 13. So if you are a year 12 or year 13 A-level biology student, come and join me in my sessions. I can let you know how to do that. The simplest way is to join. We have courses, free courses to help students start those years, to give you a flavor of what Tailored Tutors actually like. You'll find it from the Tailored Tutors website. There's on the homepage, there's a banner that says starting year 12 or starting year 13. You can click on that. And then in the live classes section, you can register for my class. And yeah, join me in my interactive room where you can sort of ask us questions. You can bring along questions. Maybe you've got given homework already so far this year from your school or college, and maybe that's something that's like you're struggling, maybe it's due tomorrow. If you've got any questions for me right now, I'm going to be here until 6 o'clock, but that gives us 10 minutes or 11 minutes. So by all means, jump in, ask me some questions. Sort of anything within the realm of A-level biology is totally fair game. Yeah, but at that time, I'm going to broadcast my room to my students who are sort of in a waiting room right now. And yeah, they will be then, you're going to be switched off. But you're welcome to join me. It's totally free. It's totally easy to do. You will need Zoom. Zoom is the online classroom that we use. It's a very small plugin. It's used by loads and loads of people, and it's nice and responsive, super lightweight. So it does a really good job. I'm also hopefully going to be demoing some of our interactive software that we're using, so you can engage with a little bit more than just a chat box. Yeah, so I'm kind of excited today. What am I covering? I'm doing cells and organelles for year 12 content. So all that AS stuff, which is kind of OCR, call it a lot of the fundamentals, the building blocks of the A-level biology. If you don't know what the cellular organelles do, then that's going to have implications on your understanding of protein synthesis, and you get lots of questions. And I've queued up actually some questions for my students today. So it's not just going to be me just regurgitating information. It's going to be you answering some questions. Hopefully I'll involve some of that, and I'll throw the questions open to you, and then we can have a go and see what you've remembered from GCSE if you're starting year 12, and what you've remembered from year 12 if you're starting year 13. So my year 13 web class is going to be on respiration, one of the major biochemistry topics. We did a bit of photosynthesis last week, so it's very similar in some ways. There's lots of like itty bitty technical detail. How many of these molecules are made? What is this converted to? And what's that converted to? So basically, that's what I'm going to be doing. A bit of cells and organelles, basic information, a bit of teaching, a bit of questions, and respiration in from 7 o'clock if you're a year 13 student. If you're catching this recording and you haven't seen it live, then well, from now until the end of October, and we're in 2019 at the point of recording, in case you're looking at this from a long time ago, is going to be totally free. The starting courses that we've put together, the starting year 12, starting year 13, I can show you if anyone's interested, I can actually show you where to find those courses. I'll just share my browser with you just quickly. So from the Tailored Tutors homepage, which is tailoredtutors.co.uk, you'll see the starting year 12 and starting year 13. Pretty self-explanatory. Which year have you just started? And you've got your 3 subjects. I'm the biology teacher here at TT, so these are going to be the ones for you. Yeah, it's going to cover some of the tutorials from us to show you what our teaching style is like, how our videos work, how you can engage. You can ask us questions on any of the topics or any of the videos in there. You can ask us questions. If you asked me a question yesterday, I haven't answered your questions yet because we've got some new stuff which is just almost ready to roll out to everybody, but it's not quite ready yet. And so as a result, yeah, I've been really busy trying to get that done. So I didn't answer any questions on my course yesterday, but I promise you, as soon as my webcast is over, I will be jumping on that and I'll be answering your questions. I typically answer my questions within 24 hours. So that's just a little pointer of where that information is if you want it. Okay, so hi Shazane, how's it going? Sorry, I was pretty busy over in my own world, just making sure everyone was up to speed and getting everything done. Any A-level biology questions for me? Any bits and pieces that you think you might want to know about A-level biology over the next couple of minutes? Like what topics are you doing at school or college right now is something that I'd like to know. I'm assuming most teachers tend to start in a similar part. They tend to start at the beginning of the spec, which actually isn't necessarily. If I was teaching it and I had sort of control over the national curriculum, some of those bits are fundamental. They kind of do need to come at the beginning, and I think that's fair enough. But some of the, I would start with something that's interesting, like hook students with something that's a little bit more, that goes into the itty bitty detail of little bits of carbohydrates and the biological molecules, which, yeah, it's important to know, but it's not essential that those lessons come first. If I was designing the national curriculum, I would start with some really like more macro topics that you can kind of get your head around and see how it all works. That's the joy with biology. It's like a big overlapping Jenga block or jigsaw puzzle where everything links to something else, a great big three-dimensional spider's web. And if you can sort of create that picture at the beginning, is what I would always try and do with my students, so that you can, yeah, you're creating the map on which you're going to put all the information. You're creating the skeleton first, whereas I feel it just goes straight into like itty bitty little bullet points, and like you've got no context for any of this information. So yeah, sadly I don't design the curriculum. I work with students who are obviously at hundreds of schools throughout the country, and as a result, it's difficult for me to like, I basically set my own curriculum, because I can't make a course that's going to follow exactly the same. My live classes can't follow the exact same order as all your students, because you don't do the same order. But my course is obviously complete, the full subscription. It doesn't matter where you start with your school or college, because with the whole curriculum, the whole specifications covered inside the actual videos. Well, you guys are not particularly active today. You don't really want me to, like, I was gonna do some teaching of you for the next couple of minutes, but I just want questions, really. I want to help you with what you need help with. There's no point me just like spilling out stuff. One thing we teach at TT is like, you've got to be active in your learning. Like just sitting there watching a YouTube video whilst you've got other things going on at the same time, it's not going to help you learn very much. You need to be active in your learning. You need to be participating, and without that, it's really difficult to teach someone, no matter how good the teaching is. So what do I say the main things you need to know about cells and organelles? I'll give you a little insight to the sort of the subtopics, I suppose, within that. Cells and organelles, you're going to want to be able to recognize the organelles. You don't have to go into crazy detail. OCR, especially the textbook, goes into mega detail about like the synthesis of glycolipids and glycoproteins. You don't need to know it. It's not going to be examined on it. You need to know basically what the major organelles are and what their function is. And when I say what their function is, you're looking at 2 bullet points, maybe 3 bullet points per organelle. You don't need half a page of notes. Like, you should be able to summarize all the eukaryotic cell organelles on 1 page. 2 bullet points per organelle. Obviously, to start with, if you're totally new to this, what is a eukaryote? There's different types of cell. We've got 2 major subdivisions: prokaryotes, which are your bacteria, archaea, and you've got the eukaryotes, which are the sort of animal cells, plant cells, fungi, protoctista, stuff like that. They've got the internal organelles, which are a bit more complex, a bit more membranous. And yeah, what else do you need to know? Organelles and protein synthesis, one of the most common areas where they ask questions at how those organelles link up to produce a protein. Obviously, that's going to come into protein synthesis a little bit later on. You want to know the differences between prokaryotes and eukaryotes, very common question. You want to know a little bit about virus structure. Depending on your spec, you're going to get a little bit of variation on how much you need to know about viruses. Some of them do it in the context of HIV, but it's an example of a virus. And if you get a question about another type of virus anywhere else, you just assume that the structure of the virus is going to be very similar. And then there's also a little bit on microscopes and microscopy, which there's the electron microscopes, scanning and transmission, and then light microscopes. OCR need to do confocal laser as well, but again, we'll go into all that when we actually get there. Magnification, calculating magnification is one of the really common math skills. If we've got time today in the live class, I'm going to be touching on that and doing examples. It's actually quite hard to do online, because really you need a printed piece of paper and a ruler to get the exact scaling right. So I can teach you the method and I can do a live example, but it's going to be quite like your numbers might not match mine, because the scaling of the what aspect ratio your screens are and stuff like that is going to affect the magnification resolution part. So seeing as I don't have any questions, we're obviously all sleepy on Thursday nights, I'm going to jump over and join my students. I'm also going to plug my laptop in because I'm just about to run out of power. Okay, well, Thursdays, just before 6 o'clock, I'll be here. Next week, I actually had some tech issues this evening. I don't know what was going on. My online cloud storage for my recording my live classes was full and it was jamming everything up, and I basically had to spend 20 minutes fixing that. I was hoping to be here at 5:30 to do a full, when I titled it live lesson, I was actually going to give you a little bit of a taste. I was going to go run through a question. Time got away from me because I was trying to fix things. So sadly, that's not happening. But next week, bring your questions. Like, be here, come along at 5:30 and bring me a question. I'll run through it. I've got my iPad here. I can like literally break down the question and explain why it is and what it is. I've just started filming my guided paper walkthroughs, my going through all of the exam papers for the AS papers. I've done all of the A-level papers, every single question from every single exam board for the new specification. I've just started filming my AS papers. And yeah, it's really intriguing to me to sit down in exam conditions and just look at the questions and verbalize my process of breaking down the questions and answers. Question coming in with 1 minute to go. Ex-student here, you used your notes solely and that was enough to get you an A star in biology. Oh, well, it's a beautiful comment. Thank you, IA, whoever you are, whatever your name is. Thank you so much. So nice. We get every day, we get messages like this. We have a little thread in our online communication portal for our staff. And like, we have a little thread for feedback, and positive and negative, but like, it's every day. There's like something coming into the inbox or a chat like this. It's like, in fact, I'm going to copy it right now and I'm going to put it in the feedback thread so that everyone else can read it. Thanks so much. Yeah. And that's all you used. Yeah. That's your, it works. I've been doing this for 10 years. I know exactly what I'm doing. Like I was working as one of the top tutors in the UK for quite a few years and decided that I wanted to bring my expertise to a wider audience, and that is what Tailored Tutors is all about. So thank you so much for sharing that. Iftikhar, Ahmed, I know you were in my live classes all of last year. I hope, what's the plan for this year, Iftikhar? I've got to go because it's basically 6 o'clock, but what's the plan? Is that university? Taking a gap year? What are you going to study? What else did you get in your A levels? You obviously got A star in biology. Thanks so much. Yeah, I mean, we're just trying to spread the message. I know a lot of people look at it and think it's expensive, but I don't think they realize what's inside the support that you get from us throughout. Anyway, Medicine at King's, well done. Congratulations. I'm sure all your hard work has paid off. The journey is just beginning because university is just about to start. So you're going to find that's going to be quite a ride, but keep working hard and keep using the skills that we've taught you. A quick question before I go. Do you feel like the skills we taught you, the color coding, the note taking, the way you approach studying, do you feel like there's skills that you can take with each university and it's going to help you prepare? Anyway, I need to hit broadcast on my Zoom room because my students are waiting for me. Hello, one and all in the live class. I'm actually still on YouTube right now. I'm going to hang up on them and give you my full attention in a second. I'm just going to pull up the chat so I can see all your comments and stuff. Okay, see you later, YouTube. Iftikhar, congratulations. Well done once again. Feel free to answer that question in the chat because it will stay live afterwards whilst I pull up my chat over here for my students. And yeah, that's it from me. I'm going to stop my live stream. Hi, Rohan. How you doing? See you all next week.